Let me show you how to get this look as a makeup beginner. Don't be scared. We're going to do it step by step. So stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome to another video. If you are new here, go ahead and please click the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you don't miss another video. My videos are about fashion, beauty, lifestyle, you name it. And today's video, we're going to get into just doing a full face makeup without overdoing your makeup, right? Without making your makeup feeling heavy. I am just like y'all, right? I used to be like, why is it that she needs all that makeup? Why is it that she needs makeup? She don't need makeup. Her face is super cute, right? But it's not that you need makeup. Makeup just enhances what you already have right here. It just enhances your beauty. And then if you have all these little spots that, you know, you're going out, you're trying to do something and you want to just look pretty, that's what you need makeup for. So the hardest part for me a lot of times is my eyebrows, getting my eyebrows the way they're supposed to be. And it is a struggle every single time. One thing I feel like has helped me is just making sure I put like dots across the eyebrows, like right there, to be able to like connect them. So we're going to do that, right? We're just going to put a dot right here, a dot right here, and a dot right here. And then a dot right here. Dang. And then we're just going to draw that line. We're going to draw that line. And it helps when you get your eyebrows done, because if you have your eyebrows done nice and shaved, this is easy. But my eyebrows are super bushy. So, those. And I'm just looking in the mirror behind me. So, if I'm not giving you eye contact, that is the reason why. Just connect those dots, bring it in, and then fill it in. Fill it in. Now, if you like that natural looking brow, you know, you can use the brow gel to kind of like give it that natural look. Y'all see, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, but we're going to do it. And then we're going to clean it up, right? To give it a more polished look. And our eyebrows are cousins, not twins. So if they're not perfect, I'm okay with that. Some people might not be, but I'm okay with that. All right, so now I'm going to take my brow gel. And this, I'm using the NYX Glue Brow, or Brow Glue. And I just want to give it a nice little look. Just bring it up there, bring it up there. See how much more polished it looked once I added this to it. It gave it a little bit more polished look. And you could do this without even using your pencil, right? That's how people are doing their eyebrows now, but I like my eyebrows to be a certain way. I'm not feeling the style right now. All right, I'm gonna let that dry and then I'm gonna go over it again with my pencil, right? In the meantime, we're gonna clean our face up. And one thing I didn't tell y'all about is the primer that you should use. You should always use primer on your face because that's how your makeup is gonna last. I use a whole bunch of different primers depending on the reason. But right now I'm using the e.l.f. Skin. This one is invisible sunscreen, it has sunscreen in it. So this is the one I'm using right now because I'm going outside once I'm done with my makeup. All right, let's go ahead and finish up our brows. Hopefully. I am using, this is a CVS Maybelline Concealer Corrector. So I'm gonna use that for my eyebrows. And I'm doing it straight from the bottle. Yes, I know your makeup gurus are gonna say, oh, you never go straight from the bottle. I'm going straight from the bottle. I don't have time. So we're just gonna line it. All we're doing right now is just cleaning up our brows and giving that nice, sharp line. Boom. And we're gonna do the same to the next side. Oh, we need some more. We're not gonna worry about the top because it's easier to blend out the top using our regular makeup. So makeup foundation. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna leave the top for when we're ready to put on our foundation. And we're just gonna line that. Hopefully we get the same shape. If we don't, it is what it is. And I just rub a little bit more on here. And then I take my beauty sponge, beauty blender, and then just blend it out. I use the big side for like the top of the lids right there. And then I flip it over. And then I use a little part just to kind of like blend it out a little bit better. Okay. So this is what it looks like just with the concealer at the bottom. And when I put my foundation on, then it's going to be, you know, tapered at the top. But next, what I do is I go in underneath my eyes and these little spots right here with, this is the Almay Skin Perfecting Comfort Concealer and Color Corrector. I'm going to put this on. You're going to see it looks just like my skin. And I like to put that underneath just because it just helps with those dark spots. Do you see that? Like, look at that compared to that. You see that? This is just like exactly like my skin. So it helps to cover up those dark spots. And then we're going to go in and blend it out. I put on all these little dark spots that I have on my face. Just get it up there. Yeah. Get it up there. Wow. I don't know why I got all these spots. Like growing up, I never had dark spots, never had pimples, none of that stuff. And then as an adult, all of a sudden, all that stuff is showing up. So then, and then I'm gonna just tap it out, blend it out a little bit. I probably could put some more, but I'm not going to put any more. I just want to cover it up a little bit more because I don't want too much makeup on my face. Okay, then I'm going to go in and cover and clean up the concealer underneath my eye. And I'm going along with the crease under my eye so it doesn't look cake up and it's filling in really, really well. Do you see that? Do you see that? And you can use whatever brush you want. You can use a beauty blender. You can use anything. But I like to use this flat brush. This is from MAC. But I've had it so long, like the words are like coming off. But I like it because it pushes in the creases. And it helps to blend it out a lot better to me. Look at that. Yay. I literally could just stop right here, put on some stuff. I just want to keep my face natural, but we're going to keep going. Okay. All right. Next, I'm going to go on with my foundation. This foundation I'm using is the Haus Lab foundation. And this is in the Alpha 4. And it's called the Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. I absolutely like it. I didn't think I would because the color looked a little lighter for me, but it's like my perfect shade. So I just put it on my cheeks, a little bit on here. And I don't do a lot of foundation. Ooh, it's dripping. I don't do a lot of foundation because I feel like all the other products that we're using on our face, blending with the foundation, it makes it perfectly fine. So I'm going to take a little bit from right here and now I'm going to clean up. That's a lot. I'm going to clean up the top of my brows. And I'm going to give it that shape that I want it to have. And I'm using the foundation because like I mentioned earlier, it blends out much easier because that's what you're putting on your face anyways. So you don't have to worry about like really trying to blend it. All right, I'm good with this. And now I'm just gonna use my foundation brush and put on the foundation all throughout my face. I'm gonna leave my under eyes. I'm not gonna bring the foundation all the way up to my under eyes because I'm gonna go back in with some lighter concealer to be able to get it to lighten up my under eye. And I don't want it to look all cakey and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna put that on. Again, I don't like a lot of foundation. I feel like I even have too much right now, but we're gonna blend it out and we're gonna work with it. It's all in my hairline. It's okay. So blend it out, blend it out, blend it out. A sponge just to make sure I blend it out. I think my brush is probably just a little, it needs cleaning. So the bristles are like separating. Okay. So I'm going to blend it out. And again, I'm avoiding my under eyes because I'm going to add on highlighter and I don't want it to, I'm going to add on a lighter concealer and I don't want it to look all cakey. And after you put on your foundation, if you realize that you still have the dark spots like really popping out and you want to minimize that, go ahead and put on some of the other concealer again to make it good. All right, so now we got that, right? I am going to go underneath my eyes with the same Maybelline, but it's a lighter color. So it's going to bring my eyes out a little bit, my under eyes out a little bit. And again, I'm doing it right outside the bottle. They say to put it on your hands and all that, but what? We're beginners, right? So we're going to do it to me the easy way. I don't know. That's what I said. And I like to put this all around my mouth, right? I like to put the lighter concealer all around my mouth. My forehead, we're going to give it that. And in all actuality, I could even go lighter. So I could put some more, but I don't want to look all cakey and stuff. I still want it to look natural. So now I'm going to spray some setting spray on this, and I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to blend it out, and then we're going to keep going. So the setting spray I'm using, I got from Amazon. This is the Skindinavia. Works just fine for me. It's really cute. And it says bridal. It says the makeup finishing spray bridal. So I use it sometimes. So I'm going to use it today. So we're just going to spray our face. Let that dry, and then we're going to go ahead and blend this concealer out. All right. It's a little dry. It's not fully dry, but we're going to blend it out because I got things to do, right? But let it dry completely, and then you go in and then blend it out. So we're going to go ahead and blend it out. I'm going to start with my under eye right here. I'm not going to go all the way up into the creases because remember, we already had the color, the neutral color that matched. So I'm just going to keep it very right here on this area right here. And then we're just going to make sure that it's not all caked up, right? Side. We're going to take our time and we're going to blend that out. Look, it's not an easy process because it could start looking very cakey. Okay, we're blended, right? So then we're going to blend out the rest. We're going to blend out our forehead and we're going to blend it around our mouth. I got it all over my lips. All right, I'm going to blend it out. And y'all can't see it, but I have some little hair on my lips right here. And we're going to blend it out. We're going to make that look normal. It's not normal. I need to go get it off. When you're blending the top right here, keep it very, very close to the eyebrows. We don't want to spread this all over. So we want to keep it right in this little area right here. We want to keep it right here. Just blend it out right in this little area right here. Blend it all out. I'm going to go ahead and go back in with my Beauty Blender because I want to make sure it's really blended out and you're not able to see the separation between the concealer and my foundation. And I want to make sure I don't get any cracks, right? We want to just make sure everything is aligned and good to go. All right. I think we are good there. Right? All right. So next we're going to go in with our contour stick. I have quite a few. This one is the Matte Stick Ebony from Fenty Beauty, but I find that to be a little darker than I like. So I use the Espresso 05 from Fenty Beauty. This is what it looks like. And then I'm going to just put it on these areas. I like to do a nice little V sometimes. I don't always do a V, but I like to do a nice little V sometimes. So we're going to do that today. And then we're going to make sure we get on our cheekbones. And then we're going to make sure we get in our nose right here. But y'all, I forgot a step. We need to make sure we put powder where we put our concealer. Lord, I was going to have y'all go outside looking crazy. Before you put on your contour stick, get you some powder, some setting powder to set your concealer. So I'm going to do that right now before I move any further. This one is a banana powder I've had for a while, but I also have the one size, the peach. I have the peach and the banana. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I feel like when I use the peach and the pink? I'm sorry, peach and pink. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like sometimes when I use the peach one, my face looks a little bit more yellowy, I guess, but maybe that's the point. I don't know. But this one right here, I don't know what it is, but I like it, and I think it looks very, very natural, and it sets my face where my face doesn't look all white when it's done. So we're gonna put that on, and I'm just putting it in the cap, putting it on the brush, brushing the brush off a little bit, and then I'm putting it right here. You could use whatever you want. You don't have to use this brush. You could use a pad, a beauty blender, whatever you want. This is what I'm using though. And this is just to set, again, to set the concealer. Remember I put some concealer on my eyes earlier? Y'all, I forgot all about this. And I'm just putting it on because I'm going to brush it off later, but there's no real technique here. I'm just putting it on. And I'm going to give that a minute to set. Not a long time, just a few minutes to set. Then I'm going to brush it off, and then we're going to go in and finish our contour. All right, so I'll give it a few minutes to set, and I'm just going to brush it off, and I'm just going to lightly tap it. You know, I'm going to lightly brush it. Almost blind me. Okay. Lightly brush it off my face. lightly. And then we're just going to go in and do our contour. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more just because the powder kind of messed me up a little bit. So I'm just make sure I put a little bit more on there. All right, perfect. And now we're going to blend this out. I'm going to save the nose part for last because I also want to do a little bit of eyeshadow. And I want to blend the eyeshadow with it. So that's all I'm doing is blending out the contour. Blending it out. Do you see that? Do you see that? Oh my God. So it doesn't look so white underneath my eyes anymore, right? But it's still very bright. And we're just gonna brush all of this out. We're just gonna clean all of this up, make our face look nice and chiseled. Bring it all the way to the chin. All right, a trick I like to do too is to use the same foundation brush that I used earlier and just go ahead and slide that back in here just to make sure that we have that definition between the contour and our foundation. So our entire face don't look dark. And then I just go in and I blend the lines in just to make sure that you have a seamless look and there's no separation between one area and the next. Now I'm gonna go, because I don't know what I'm putting on. I don't know what I'm gonna wear. So for me, the easiest thing to do is use a neutral eyeshadow and just go from there. Bright colors are pretty, but I don't know. I have no clue what I'm wearing. So I don't want to put on a bright color and then I gotta take it off because it doesn't match what I'm wearing. So I'm gonna put on a neutral palette. All right, so this is the palette. This is the palette I'm using. These are the colors, very neutral, very neutral. And I'm just gonna use maybe 3 of the colors and blend those together over my eyebrows. I'm gonna use these 3 right here because it's neutral, but it still gives you a color. So I'm gonna use this one, this one, and this one. So we're gonna start with this one. And because it's neutral, I don't really have a technique with this. I just put it on. I really just put it on because it's just gonna blend together and look really pretty regardless. So you could try to just do the edges and then work it in or whatever you wanna do. I just put all 3 colors on. I use different brushes to do it just because different brushes do different things. Like this one right now is like an angled brush and that's what I'm using. All right, so we do that on both sides. All right. And then the last color, we're gonna put on the last color. We're gonna put on the last color. So it's kind of giving me a neutral fall look, if that makes any sense, right? And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend all of it in. I don't need it to be separate. I just need it to be a whole thing. And I also have the nude glitter that I'm gonna put on it too. So let's do that. Hold on. Let's do this. Then we're gonna blend out the nose. Are y'all with me? Stay with me, stay with me. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get to the final product. And I'm gonna just blend out the nose, but what I'm doing is I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up to my eyes. And I'm gonna do that on both sides. And we're gonna brush that out. I always try to use the beauty blender to make sure it looks seamless. Like there's no extra anything, right? All right, so now I'm gonna use I'm gonna put a little glitter on there just to bring it out a little bit more. Your palette, and I'm gonna use this. No, I'm gonna use this color right here, just to give it that little glitter. And I'm gonna use this thing that comes with it because I feel like it could just wipe it off on better. And then I'm gonna just blend it in. All right, so we're just gonna go here. Oops. And then we're just gonna put that on right there. Do you see that? Do you already see the difference? And now we're gonna, ooh, which one was it? Was this one? And then we're gonna do it on the other side. And there you go. You have really pretty eyes. We're going to continue with our eyes, but that's it for the eyeshadow. All right, your eyes are never actually complete without the wings. I love me some wings. So we're going to do some wings. So this one, I can't even tell y'all which one this is because I've had it. It's already rubbed off, but this is that pointy. All right, and then we're going to just take it. And we're going to just get that nice little line. And then we're going to adjust it the way we need to in order to have our nice wing. There we go. Don't worry about it messing up because what we're going to do is we're going to go back in and we're going to use our concealer to make sure that we clean it up. All right, I'm gonna go off camera and do the other eye, and then I'm gonna come back and just show y'all how I clean it up, okay? All right, as you can see, I made some mistakes. I made a little bit of mistakes right here, I made a mistake right here, and I have a mistake right here. So all I'm gonna do with that is get my contour stick, I'll open it up. I'm gonna take a little brush. I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna just wipe it on there. This is a little hard, but hopefully. And I'm gonna just put it there to clean that up. See that? See how easy that was? Just clean that up. And I say let it dry before you try to clean it up because if it's wet, it's gonna spread everywhere. Voila. Okay? All right, let's continue. Of course, we can't do our makeup without our lashes. So we're gonna put out our lashes next, okay? Actually, before I put my lashes off, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face one more time. I was waiting for this to dry. So I want it to dry so that when I spray it, it doesn't start so much and then we'll look a hot mess. We're gonna now put on our lashes, and I am using the Lash Super Strong Blackener. What I hear a lot of times is people say that they don't know how to put on their fake lashes because it doesn't stick, right? I never just put the glue on the actual lash itself. I put it on my eyes and then let it set for about 10 seconds, and then I put the lash on. So let's do it. I will say be careful not to get this in your eye because it is glue. But I find this to be the easiest way to put my lashes on. I put that on. I let it sit for about 10 seconds so that it could dry. And then I put my lashes on. Then I put it on. And it sticks immediately. Look, it's already stuck. And there you go. It's not going anywhere. Again, we're gonna give it some time, a couple seconds, and then we're gonna put on the lash. All right, y'all, we're getting there. Trust in the process. So the eyelashes are on. So what is next, right? All right, so what's next? Ooh, our blush, our liquid blush. I'm gonna go with a Man Eater Tarte. This is in pink. Man Eater Tarte pink, and then we're gonna just put it on our cheeks. Boom, 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 boom. I love this one. Boom, 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 boom. I go based on the colors, like if I want to do a updated color or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're gonna just use our liquid blush brush, and then we're just gonna tap it in, baby. But we're not gonna be scared to tap it in, right? We're gonna tap. We're gonna go in. We're gonna keep it even up there. And look at that, look at that. Ooh, look at that beautiful pink. Y'all see how cute that is? We're gonna go ahead and go in with a little bit of bronzer, not too much, and then we're just gonna hit up like the little sides where we didn't pay a lot of attention to, like these little sides. We're gonna go over with a bronzer. Boom. To come in with your cheeks in here a little bit, where's a little bit more color, just to make sure that we bring the color back into our face. That's it. That's it. We don't want to overdo the bronzer. We don't want to overdo the bronzer. Now we're gonna finish up with a. We could either use foundation. I've used foundation. I've used the powder foundation before. Oops, right? Or a finishing powder. Finishing powder. But I'm gonna use a finishing powder. This one is from. This is the Bio Blurring Loose Fitting Powder. The Jamaican coming out. The Jamaican coming out. I can't hold it. And that's what we're going to use. And this is from, I want to say this is, Haus Labs. This is from Haus Labs as well. So we're going to use that and we're going to put it all over our face. So we're just going to tap it in. Oop, tap it in. And then we're just going to put it on our face. Tap it in, get that powder in there. And we're just going to put it all over our face. All right, I want to go back in with a little bit of powder blush. This one is also Laura Geller. I absolutely love it. But this one is like a two-tone. Do you see like the two-tone in it? Oh my God, this is so beautiful. So I'm just going to take it and I'm just going to go a little bit on there. I'm just going to brush it on my cheeks. I'm just going to brush it on my cheeks. Y'all see how gorgeous that is? Do you see that? You see that the color is giving you that shimmer? It's kind of like a gold pinkish. It is absolutely beautiful. And then we're going to go over it again with a little bit of highlighter. We don't need to, but we are. And this one is the Professional Minx Born to Glow. Y'all, I got this from, I think, the beauty supply store. But I love the shimmer that it gives me. So we're just going to go ahead and tap it in a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and do that. Look at that. Look at that glow. And let me tell you, putting that on over the Laura Geller, it just gives it that beautiful, beautiful shine. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? And I just like to just put a little bit on my nose. Just get a little reindeer shine. Hello, little reindeer. This is where we are right now. We got to do lips. And then I also got to do my under eyelash. I did not do my under eyelash, y'all. Let's do it. Oh, I'm using the MAC Elevated mascara. I have a real problem with mascara on the bottom lashes because every time I put them on, it leaves a mark. I have to wait till it dries and then go back in with my concealer. So they're not my friend. So I like this one because if you see, the brush has that curve. Do you see that? Which helps it to perfectly align with your eyes. That kind of prevents it from giving you all that extra product on your eyes. All right, we're almost done. We're almost there because we got to do lips. We cannot not do lips. But because I don't know what I'm wearing, lips is a little hard for me right now. It's a little hard for me. But I think I'm going to stay with the pink theme that I've been going with. And I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills with my mums. I'm going to use my mums. All right, we got a lot going on right now, but I'm going to use, this is going to be my lip combo. This is the Choose Razmi True Color Stay Eyeliner Lip Liner. And this is the Mums Two-Tone Custard Matte. And then the Anastasia Beverly Hills. We're going to use all of these for our lip combo. We're going to overline a little bit. Not too much, because I already see that I'm going too much. But we're going to overline a little bit. And then we're going to go in the water. I like, this just goes on so smooth. Look, this is already super cute. Like, already super cute. But then I'm going to go in with my mums, right? I'm going to go in with the dark area first. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and let that blend. How beautiful. Baby, baby. Then I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm just going to put that on the inside. That's it. Right there. On the inside, right there. All right, so got the lip combo down. So now we're going to finish up our finishing spray. We're going to spray it one last time to set everything, get them in motion, and keep. Actually, I'm going to spray 2 more times. I'm going to do the wet spray, and I'm going to do the dry spray. All right. All right. We're going to let that dry. Then I'm going to go in with my Morphe. This is the look. This is the final look. All right, if you want more content, if you want to keep up with me, with my lifestyle, my makeup journey, everything about me, go ahead and click on that notification bell. Click that subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I absolutely love you and thank you for joining me in this video. See you next time.